Welcome back to Simply Living It. In today's video, I want to talk about the Gather Round homeschool curriculum, the unit studies from Gather Round. I want to share with you how I organize them and also a few different ways that I've actually had them printed and bound here in our homeschool. So in this video, I just want to share with you a few different ways that I have actually utilized the PDF because I do purchase the digital file from Gather Round. I have never purchased the books printed because I found it to be a little bit more than I was wanting to spend for use in our home. Plus, I love the idea of having the unit studies from here on out. If you purchase the PDF, you actually have that file forever. If you purchase the printed version, you have the printed version. So being a family of 3, and I have many more homeschooling years to come, I wanted something that was going to last, that we could revisit down the road without an added expense. So that is why we use the digital file from Gather Round in our homeschool. So I do want to share with you a couple ways that I have printed and bound our digital unit from Gather Round. I do want you to know before we get too far into this video, these Gather Round unit studies are unit studies that I have purchased with our own funds here in our homeschool. But this video itself is sponsored by Family Nest Printing. They are a printing company, an online, in-home, family-oriented business that prints all kinds of documents, different PDF files, different things that you might want to have a physical copy of in your home, including the Gather Round unit studies. Family Nest Printing reached out a few weeks back and asked if I would be interested in sharing their products, their completed work here on my channel with all of you as another option when it comes to printing your unit studies. So this is what I'm sharing with you today. I want to share with you how I've printed our unit studies from Gather Round in the past, but I also want to share with you the amazing product that was sent to me for review from Family Nest Printing. I'm going to leave everything linked in the description box down below. They've got mugs, they've got pens, they've got water bottles, they've got anything and everything you could imagine. Go check out their website. There is a 10% off code that is in the description box down below. If you make a purchase within the next 2 weeks and use the code Simply10, you get 10% off your purchase from Family Nest Printing. So let's get into today's video where I share with you how I've organized our unit studies, printed and bound them in the past, and then my review for Family Nest Printing. The very first unit study that I purchased from Gather Round was North American Birds, and that was last year. It was the very first unit that they'd released. I've been using Gather Round since she very first grew this little Gather Round babies. So we started with North American Birds. I'm not using them in order, so if that was a question you had, I have not been using the Gather Round unit studies in order at all. I pick and choose and bring in what we're interested in. If it's something we're not interested in, we let that go. So that's kind of how we do things here in our homeschool. So when I printed North American Birds, this was how I did it. This is North America. This is my teacher's guide. But I just did a simple 3-ring binder with a 3-ring hole punch, and that's how we used and stored our unit studies. I found that I could fit 2 to 3 unit studies per 3-ring binder. So each of my boys had a 3-ring binder. They had their page on the front cover here, and it worked great. I did find that with my youngest 2 boys, if they weren't being gentle enough with the books, there were times that the pages would rip out and I'd have to get some tape and fix them and put them back in there. But it's a simple, easy fix. Another way that I found to be very simple, very cost effective when it comes to binding and printing your unit studies. These are the Happy Planner discs that I got. You can take these out and reuse them for every unit study that you have planned in the future. So this is a very simple, cost-effective way to print and bind your Gather Round unit studies as well. I have not used this method in our homeschool yet, meaning this unit study we have not yet begun. So I will let you know how this holds up as we get into North America. For right now, these have just been sitting in my cart waiting for us to anxiously open them up and start discovering North America Gather Round style. So I'll let you know how it all goes as we get through it. But for right now, this seems like a very simple, cost-effective way to print your unit studies as well. Now, another way that I have done it here in our home, which I've shared before, actually, I have a whole video sharing how to do this if you want to upload and print through Barnes & Noble. Now, the downfall with Barnes & Noble is you don't have the option to do the coil binding like you do here with Family Nest Printing. So that one's coming here in a minute. But with the Barnes & Noble, I really do like that it's simple, it's cheap. The books are about $5 to $6 to have printed. Again, if you're picky about the binding, you don't have any other option for binding with Barnes & Noble. Right here for Family Nest Printing, you have the coil binding just like you would get if you purchased it from Rebecca Spooner directly. Barnes & Noble doesn't have that option. So if you are picky with your product and how it's being bound, the coil binding is a big plus from Family Nest Printing. So I had purchased the Earth Science unit study from Gather Round and was prepared to print it at home. Family Nest Printing contacted me and wanted to see if I'd be interested in leaving a review. They were so kind as to send me some samples of their products that they have, of the quality of their printouts that you get if you purchase through Family Nest Printing. And now this has been awesome for Gather Round. The quality of these items from Family Nest Printing are awesome, guys. I have not purchased from Rebecca Spooner directly, so I can't compare. I would love to be able to purchase from Rebecca Spooner directly. Like I said before, these were sent to me for review, so that's why I'm here. I'm sharing these with you in case you need an alternative option, or if you have your own items. I personally have a homeschool planner that I have designed and created on my own that is now available in a PDF form. Family Nest Printing would be an awesome option for printing and binding a homeschool planner, or if you have planners for your children, if there are different printing needs that you might have aside from Gather Round. Like, this is just something that pertains to my home and my life and my family. You have other needs as far as printing companies. Family Nest Printing, you guys, this is awesome quality. The way I chose it was to have the plastic cover. You can choose to have the cover laminated if you want. I chose double side printing. The back has a nice sturdy cover here. These books are sturdy. These books right here are going to be able to withstand the wear and tear that three crazy boys are going to put them through as we are going through Earth Science. So I'm very pleased with the product. I definitely recommend them. They have other items available as well, not just strictly print options. They have other items available to us homeschool moms as well, and there are many different ways that they can meet your needs as a homeschool family. So if you're looking for a printing company, I definitely recommend Family Nest Printing. I will leave them linked down below, like I said, as well as that code that gets you 10% off your order if you place an order within 2 weeks. The code is simply 10. It's all linked in the description box down below. But today I just wanted to show you that there are a variety of ways that you can organize your homeschool curriculum. It all depends on what you're wanting to spend. I so greatly hope to be able in the near future to purchase these unit studies printed directly from Rebecca Spooner and support her in a whole nother way. But for right now, I'm doing what fits our family. I have shared with you in today's video a few different ways that I have printed the digital file from Gather Round and bound them in my own home and made them work for me. Keep it simple. Like I said, 3-ring binder and a hole punch. This is all you need. Keep it simple. You can get a folder if you want to get a folder. If you want to do the happy planner method like I did with the discs, these discs are going to be totally reusable in the future. If you want to spend a little bit of money, you have Barnes & Noble. If you want to spend a little bit more money for coil binding and maybe a little bit better product, go through Family Nest Printing. I definitely recommend them. Even if it's not necessarily for Gather Round related products, like I said, they have so much more to offer and can meet your printing needs in so many different ways. So check them out. They're linked in the description box down below. I thank you so much for being here for today's video where I just share a little bit more about Gather Round in our homeschool. If you have any questions for me, leave them in the comment section down below. I would love to answer any questions that you might have. And I want to thank Family Nest Printing for sending me these items for review. Family Nest Printing is another awesome resource for all of us homeschool moms. No matter what your needs might be, they've got some awesome things to offer. So be sure and check them out. If you have a friend or a family member that is a new homeschool mom, I would appreciate it if you would share our channel with them. I want to reach as many of you homeschool moms as I possibly can to share love and light and encouragement and let you know that you too can do this. We can do this. We got this homeschool thing. I love to share all things encouragement, motherhood, lifestyle, homeschool here on my channel at Simply Living It. So if any of that interests you, be sure and click that red subscribe button so you don't miss any future uploads. Give this video a big thumbs up if you found it helpful. And also, if you are over on Instagram, check us out. My Instagram handle is linked down below, and I will see you all in our next video. Bye.